All right, Math 10, we're going to be taking a look at some questions that involve the number systems. I'm working from the PDF. Get some updates. Get out of there. I'm working from this PDF here that is available on Teams for you. Go away, Creative Cloud. And it's also, you can get the actual workbook from me if you come by in flex time to room 322. That's the computer labs up on the 3rd floor. So you can find me there. So we got some questions to answer here. So you can take a look at the questions that are assigned inside of the Teams website. I'll let you know number 1 is not assigned. You can skip number 1 and we'll go to question 2. So we're going to just take a look at this list of numbers here and we have to categorize, where they fit. So here, for example, which are the natural numbers? So if you take a look at all these different numbers here, there's really only one number that is only a natural number, and that is the number 50. Not 0, because that's a whole number, and so on. All these numbers are basically not natural. So 50 is the only choice. So I would choose 50. How about whole numbers, though? So this is where these relationships, we're kind of talking about, you watch me struggle mightily to draw this fancy, colorful diagram here. You'll notice that if a number is in multiple categories, then it can appear in different parts of this question. So for example, whole numbers, the whole numbers include all the natural numbers. So any number you wrote down for natural will also be a whole number. But also I see the number 0 is included here. So whole numbers will include 0 and, this is hard to write, 50. Oh man, that's a little bit tough. Hopefully your writing is nicer than mine. How about integers? Well, integers are going to include all the whole numbers, right? So automatically we're going to have 0 and I think maybe I should just give up on commas. 50. And then are there other numbers that are possibly integers? Yeah, check it out. We have also negative 12. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to try to put it in here. There we go. Yeah, negative 12. Anything else? No, I don't think so. So how about rational numbers? So rational numbers are going to be all the integers. So 0, 50, and negative 12. And then are there any fractions that are in here? Yes, there is. There's 2 over 3. And how about some kind of like decimal number that doesn't repeat over and over again? Yeah, like negative 2.7 would be another example of a rational number. It's like 27 over 10, negative 27 over 10. So negative 2.7 is also an answer. How about irrational numbers? Well, we got ourselves the pi here and the square root. Oh, I missed 4.21. That's also a rational number, 4.21. How about irrational numbers? So that would include things like pi and square root of 13. So that's great. Real numbers, all of those numbers, all. All these guys here, boom. They are all part of the real numbers. So this is how you answer these questions. See how like a different number can be in multiple categories, like 50 ended up in all of them except for irrational numbers. So that's how you answer these questions. So you're going to be doing question 2, which we just did together, so that's not pretty hard. We're also going to take a look at question 3, which is basically like number 2. We're going to see also number 4. So you can experiment with that one a little bit. This one gets a little bit tricky because these square roots, do they turn out to be irrational numbers or do they not? So you might need to get out your calculator or just kind of think through the questions about like what is the square root of say 0.04? Is that an irrational number or is it a rational number? So you can experiment with that and see what you can get. Basically, if you get a number that repeats forever, it goes on forever but doesn't repeat, then it would turn out to be an irrational number. However, if you just get a regular number that doesn't repeat, then it is not. It's some other category, probably rational. Although not always. Sometimes it could be even a whole number or a natural number. So you'll have to kind of experiment with these questions. So question 4 is probably the hardest. We also have number 5. So we're going to state sort of what is the number systems to each of the following. So for example, square root 16. That's a pretty tricky one. You might be tempted to say, oh, that's irrational because it's a square root. But hold back, hold on. What is the square root of 16? Turns out it's 4. So square root of 16 is actually a natural number. It's also a whole number, an integer, and a rational number. It's even a real number. The only thing it isn't is irrational. So you'd have to write down all these categories. Feel free to come up with a shorthand notation like N for natural numbers, so you don't have to write the word natural over and over again. Whereas, for example, pi, that is straight up irrational. So take a look at these different numbers and see what category you think they fit into. And I think that's all we'll do. We'll do questions 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that'll be our homework assignment for today. So good luck with that, and then don't hesitate to ask questions in teams if you get stuck on any of these questions. Of course, check your answers at the back of the book. Oh, I'm not sure if the PDF has the answers, but I'll double check if they do. And if they don't, I'll post them so you can see what the answers are. Okay? Thanks so much, Matt, then. I hope you're going to have a straightforward experience with this assignment. And again, let me know if you're having any troubles. Okay? Thanks so much.